So just like we said, we're hooked into the battery here. We come up onto this supplemental lead here with this quick connector, and this connector is the kind that you find on the end of your trickle charger anyway. And you, like I say, you can get these extensions at on Amazon. Just look for automotive supply, some kind of extension. I forget what this kind of connector is called, but you'll be able to find it. So we come up here to the fuse, and this is what I call the primary splitter. What I do is I label my leads so I know what they are, because it can get kind of confusing. And you can see what this does, it splits the power to go down to the bilge pump, so that's always hot to the bilge pump. And then we have another power that comes up, and it goes to another splitter here, and this splitter takes off, and this is where I hook in my trickle charger when I need it. And then this down here is the power to the supplemental USB dongle up front there. So that's the way it goes. It's pretty easy to do, and I highly recommend that you do it because it's easy. When you want to take your ski and store it, you just open it up and you tap into this right here, and your trickle charger will now charge your battery. Also, remember this Micro Start XP1, and I think you can get others like this too. This is made by anti-gravity batteries. This I carry with me all the time because I've been stuck once before on another as yet unnamed watercraft where the power went out. Indeed, if you're running radios and supplemental equipment on a jet ski, a lot of them don't have enough oomph in the magneto or generator, whatever you want to call it, to do anything other than power the electronics that come directly on the boat. So that's why some people are adding additional batteries. But even with that, if you run your radio too long off the battery and you try to charge it using the Sea-Doo itself, you might have problems getting enough juice out of your generator or magneto assembly to actually charge the batteries enough to handle the power drain that's coming from the extra equipment. I remember one ski I had to put solar panels on it with an additional battery just for the radio and a separate GPS that I had mounted on the ski itself. So anyway, that's the way you do it, and that's good. It starts up just fine. The reason we're doing this and working it again is I already had this on here, but water got in the hull one time, and the control wiring from the wiring harness where it plugs in underneath to the actuator for the IBR actuator at the back, the darn thing plugs in from the side pretty low, and if salt water gets in there, and if from the factory, as is what happened on mine, the connectors are not sealed properly, then the salt water will corrode the connector and your IBR won't work. Here's what happened to mine. This wire here is supposed to come down in there, and the wire itself was not fixtured all the way in the rubber grommet, which pushes down into those holes like the others have. And what happened is the electrical current and the salt water started eating at this, and it broke through the wire here. And luckily I was only 100 feet from the boat dock, and all of a sudden my IBR didn't work, and I couldn't even get the engine to rev or anything like that, and I had to swim it back to the boat dock. But in order to correct that, you have to replace the entire wiring harness, and that's a little over $1,000. So anyway, that's my story for the day about putting in supplemental power leads into your 2019 FishPro. GoPro, stop recording. GoPro, stop recording.